I have reached a tipping point with my book collection in that I have so much that I can't find what I'm looking for anymore because everything is double stacked. In some places it's triple stacked into shelves that I just don't know where anything is because there's no organization and I don't have space anymore to make an organizational plan. I thought about it. I watched some videos. I had a gander on the internet, read some things. And previously I've done things like the rainbow edition, like of organizing everything by color. And I've organized things by genre before. I need to do something, but primarily I need to get rid of some books. So that's what we're going to do today. This beginning of a reading vlog is going to be an unhaul of some books that I don't think that I'm going to read. For one reason or another. I need help. I mean, professional help, obviously, but like this needs help. So we're gonna just start pulling things off shelves and making stacks and see if I can decrease some of this chaos. The first thing that I'm pulling off of my shelf that I knew I wanted to unhaul was these Violent Delights. This is an Owl Crate edition and it's pretty, but I have tried to read this like 3 or 4 different times, both physically and as an audiobook, and I cannot get into it. And the older I get, the less I like YA. So I know that a lot of the things that I'm going to be pulling from my shelves are going to be YA. But I have this Violent Delights and Our Violent Ends, and I have the sequels, Foul Lady Fortune, and then I have the sequel to that, Foul Heart, Huntsman. But this one is an ARC, so I can't actually bring this back to a reseller. I have to give it back to where I work, because I work in a bookstore, so they can have it, but I can't sell it. So, and then I also have the short story collection because it went on sale at one point at the bookstore that I work at, and I was like, yeah, I'll read that eventually. No, this is a shaming haul. This is a shaming unhaul. So that was half of a little shelf. That was good. Good start. Good start. This YA book, The Kingdom, is teen fiction, young adult, and I don't know anything about it. I picked it up and started reading it while I was waiting for an interview. The interview for the job that I currently have, that I've had for 7 years. And this is how far we got, and we've never gone back. So we're going to get rid of it, because that's the responsible thing to do. The responsible thing would have been to read it at some point, but that's neither here nor there. I believe that this is a Romeo and Juliet retelling. It's like a Chinese version of one. Nobody ever talks about this book, so I don't know if it just never got the love that it needed, or if it is actually not like something good. I don't know. We're gonna get rid of it. My immediate impulse is that I'm not gonna read it, so we're not gonna read it. It goes in the pile. So slight camera change angle. This is a hammock behind me, if you see it swinging because I'm moving against it. All of my books that are up that way are art books, and I recently organized those, so those aren't going anywhere. The way that my library is set up right now is that all of the books that I have read are over here, and all the books that I have read that are by my favorite authors are on the very top of these shelves, and then everything else in the middle and on my bookshelf over here are things that I haven't read. For like clarification purposes, I used to have a app that I had cataloged all of my books on, and I slowly got away from it, and I regret that very much because now I have to redo it and it's going to take a long time. But in the app, between my audiobooks, ebooks, and physical books, I had almost 18,000 or 1,800 volumes. And about half of that was physical. So there's a lot here. But I think I'm going to do something controversial, which is I had Owlcrate for like 2 years, and I've read like 1.5 Owlcrate books, because originally they were always YA, and I was like 29 at the time and not reading YA, and still now at 36 not reading YA, and not like, which is not to say that I won't read a YA book, but I don't gravitate towards them. And I have so many other things on my shelves that I want to read that are not YA, that are just here. So I think because they get lost in this chaos, I am going to elect to get rid of my Owlcrate books. There's a couple that I know that I want to keep, that I am interested in reading, but I think across the board, I don't care. Sorry. So The Depths, which is very pretty. That's the problem. They're all very pretty, but I'm never going to pick this up and read this. Like, I'll take the cards out of it, but honestly, like, why don't I just leave the cards in here, and then whoever buys them when they're sold can enjoy that. Because there's a reseller that I go to called Bull Moose, that I bring books to from time to time. And A Universe of Wishes, like, unless there's one author, this I will keep because it has a V.E. Schwab story in it. I will keep this for just V.E. Schwab. Star Daughter, like, looks cool, but haven't heard anything about it in a century. The Drowned Woods. Deadly Education, I own, not just the Owlcrate edition, but I own the entire series digitally, and I still haven't read it. So I'm going to get rid of that. This one, I remember actually being kind of excited for. I'm going to keep this one for right now. Apparently this is for fans of Caraval and the Night Circus. And I've never read Caraval, but I like the Night Circus a lot. So we're going to keep this one. I want to keep the Whispering Dark and this Poison Heart. I don't care about the Luminaries. Pretty. Violet Made of Thorns, Dreams Lie Beneath. I feel like I wanted to read these, so we're going to keep these. And I know that I don't want to read the Ivory Key. I have no interest in this. I also am like low-key looking at the backs where they've got blurbs by different authors, and there are certain authors that if I see it's blurbed by that author, I'll keep it. Contrary, like, or same idea, but like there are certain authors that if it's blurbed by that author and I hate that author, you're done. Sorry. Together We Burn. This I will keep. The Buried and the Bound, I have a copy of this digitally. And I think all of my other ones I'll keep. So that wasn't too bad. I'm keeping like half. About half. Maybe a little more than half. Of my Owl Crate books. Okay, that made that shelf nicer. This is the Nightblood prints, and it's an ARC. I have a really hard time getting into Chinese legend, like Chinese lore and stuff. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna bring that back to work. Okay, I recently read Mate, and it made me really angry. So I'm not gonna read Bride. I am going to get rid of my copy of Mate, which is up there somewhere. I did give it 4 stars, but like the slow burn on that was so slow that I just got angry and I was not impressed. It just like ruined the entire experience for me. They were so on and off again the whole time and I just couldn't handle it. Gonna get rid of All of Us villains. Let's see. Sweet Nightmare by Tracy Wolff is an ARC that I'm going to get rid of. Daughter of the Moon Goddess I'm going to get rid of. Not because I don't think I'll like it, but because I have an ebook copy of it. And I don't think that this is going to be something that I need to keep a physical copy of. If it is, I'm sure I can get it again used. But I already have a digital copy of it. I don't need it. I'm gonna get rid of The Ninth House, which may be controversial for some people who really like Leigh Bardugo, but I really don't. Like, I have no shade to her as an author. I just, like, I liked Six of Crows, and then I haven't liked anything else that I've read of hers, so. Okay, so we have this as our we're getting rid of you list. This is the depths, and I'm not turning all of these around again so that I can get to it. So all of these are going to be going to find a new home. And then these 4 are going to go back to work for another associate to look at if they want to. So I feel like this was a good start, but to like give you an idea, I have books literally everywhere in all of these shelves, and then below in all of these shelves, and then over here in all of those shelves 3 things down, and then over this way under my hammock more books. So yeah, I need to do some work. Ooh, I'm also gonna get rid of this one. And yeah, I have some plans. I'm going to probably talk about them in another vlog coming up this week, because I have some reading plans that I want to enact. I think I'm going to take these 2 as well. Yes. Okay, so we're adding these 3 ARCs to the stack. Also, I have all of these books up here behind me. Just so many books. Okay, so yes, I am unhauling all of these books, and I have some ideas about how to force myself to read some more so that I can clean up more of this, because I'm sure as I read, like, my general rule of thumb is I will keep something if I'm going to reread it. If I've read it and I enjoyed it, but I'm not going to reread it, then I will give it away to someone or sell it. So if I can force myself to read more of the things that I own instead of buying more books, then in theory, I will be able to get rid of more of these books as I read them, which would be ideal. So we'll have a chat about that a little bit later this week. And in the meantime, thank you for hanging out as I pull books off my shelves, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.